All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this window out of here. We're gonna put in a working window because right now, front tab on this window is broken and it falls down in. So I think I'm gonna start by putting my screwdriver in here, popping out these little doors, and you can see you have a screw in there, and then right down in here we've got the same thing. I can get underneath that, and you can see the screw there. So we have those two screws, so I'll just grab my screwdriver and take those out. All right, so I just take these guys out. Smaller screw goes in the top, bigger screw goes in the bottom. Flat tip that we used to pull those other pieces out, and we're gonna push in on the center of that rivet. Once we do that, this rivet should come out, probably fall right on the ground. Oops. Yep, that's exactly what he did. All right, so at this point, I'm gonna take and pop this up and just grab my fingernails underneath the edge of this. And I'll see if I can get this. There's a connector on here. If you push this in, you should be able to pull this electrical connector out of here. I wasn't able to do that the last time. I think it might have been because it was so cold. If that doesn't work, I'm just going to take these 3 screws out, and I think that's what I may end up having to do. So just make sure the key is out of the ignition because you don't want to be pressing your buttons. All right, so I'm taking that off, put that up here, and I can drop that down inside of the door. I'll pull this off. That just pulls straight out. You got clips that are in there. And let's see here. Now I should be able to grab the bottom half of the door. Get my screwdriver out of the way. I should be able to just get around the edge. Can you see my fingers? Yes, you can. Okay. There's a little area where I can get my fingers in there, and I'm going to reach underneath there, and I'm going to pull on that. And then there's little tabs on the back side, the little plastic tabs. Gotta give it a little bit of a yank. There's tabs up front. Alrighty, so now at this point, I should be able to lift this up. And I gotta kind of still keep a hand on it because I don't want to lose these guys. Good. I don't want to let that go winging right into the speaker, so just be careful with that thing. If you leave it on, you may not. Okay, and then I'm going to need to pull this plastic back. Usually want to do this when it's relatively warm, because that way you'll be able to get this out of your way. You don't really want to rip this stuff up, cut into it, because you're going to need to put this back in. Alright, I'm back. Got my 10mm. I'm going to have to lower this window down until the track's in an area where I can get to the 10mm to take the window out. Put my key in. And then I'm going to take and lower this window down some. You can see it's already pitching. Whoop! No, don't go all the way, you. I squished too much. I did automatic. Okay, so I think you can see in that lower part of the door where my screw is. Hang on. This bolt goes directly through the tab, and that's what holds your window on. So, a little 10mm. It should just come right off there. Yeah, that'll push in. There we go. So now, this window's actually kind of leaning outside now. Right about that goes. I would prefer not to tear any of this because that is your only seal to the outside world. So you can cut it, retape it, but I would prefer not to do that. So I'm just going to try and get this stuff out of the way, and I got to get this window down into position where I can see that hole. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you that or not. Might not be able to. No, I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I'm going to take you down off of here just so you can see what I'm looking at. So in this hole, well, I guess you can see it. That is the remainder of the one that's broken off. So that's where I've got to get my other window tab from the other window into. Now if this doesn't line up with this hole, that track goes back and forth. So you can grab, I don't know if you can see through my head here, you can grab this thing, you can move this back and forth. So. And there we go. Now that little fella's freed up. Make sure to get all the plastic off of that, which I just dropped down inside the door. Good. All right, now I'm going to grab my other window. So in a perfect world, should be able to kind of shove this down into here on an angle. Basically just trying not to bind anybody up. I want to keep a hand on this because I don't want to dump that. That would not be great. And then I'm going to line up my tab back here. Get the back half on there. Screw. I'm just going to throw a bolt in there right now to secure it because I don't want this thing dropping all the way down on me or anything. And then I'm going to reach through and line up this one up front. Let's see if we can put the front one on first, so I can see the front one a little bit better. That one's in. Now what I want to do is I want to get my Loctite because I don't want to take the chance that these little puppies coming back out again. So I have a little tube of Loctite in my pocket. I'm just going to put a little dab on that screw. So I'm just going to put a little dab on there. Pop that back up. A bunch of different ways that you can do this to keep this from falling out. I'm just going to stick my hand in the back here. Keep an eye on it. You could use tape or whatever you wanted to do to. So I'm putting that in loose for right now. I'm getting my back tab lined up. You have to raise that window up a little bit. Just a hair off back here. There, now it's in. Now I gotta get my... So in case you didn't catch what happened there, I accidentally pushed the thing down full. So the window bit me. That's the window track that cut into my hand. Yeah, that's yet one more reason why I'm not a real big fan of auto down windows. It's fine because I had my hand on the other one, but you can see how that could go disastrously wrong on you. So now I'm putting this one in. I've got my Loctite on it. I'll get my driver on that. That's tight. And back to my window hole, which I gotta bring this back up to it now. Making sure that one's tight. Alright, I'm gonna bring the window up. Bring it down. Good. That looks good. Alright. I just want to check the back side bolt, make sure I got that totally tight. So I'm hoping not to have to do this more than once. Good. That's tight. Doesn't need to be crazy. But it does need to be tight. Making sure that this all goes back to where it belongs. So I'm lining up all my glue, or tar actually. This, like I said, this is what keeps the moisture on the other side of the door. So you want to get that as smooth as you can and get it back as much the way it was before you took this whole disaster apart. That looks nice. I'm going to bring that up a little bit so I can put the door panel back on again. And I'm going to pull the ignition out because you've seen what happens when that bites you. This into here first. There. Alright, now I can put that in there. Alright, so that's in there. That's good there. Just making sure I'm lined up all the way around. Nobody's pinched or doing anything creative. Find my plastic rivet, which is hopefully still on that desk. Alright, so what I'm going to do with this, I assume you're still running? Yep, good. So I'm going to take this plastic rivet and I'm going to push this through the other way so that sticks out here now. And I'm going to go into this little hole. So I push that thing in, and you press it like a button. And then this thing here, it's going to go right back here. Good. That snaps in. That's in good. And I'm going to take my big screw. Trying desperately not to bleed all over her door. So that one's in there good. Put the cover on. Grab the other screw, which is of course the dark one. I'll get this blood off of here and I'll take one more. I'll take this other screw, put that right in through here. Take that up. Take that down, make sure this works. Lock works. Extra blood off the door. She's not going to be happy about that. Now, I want to put this thing back on here. Notice that this is not working because I've got the ignition off. Always a good thing to do. Once you get it in the right direction. Yeah, that's better. Sit down in here. Alright, now I'm going to turn the ignition back on again. Window up. Well, the auto down bit me. And that is it. That's all it takes. Try not to do this.